Yeah, hello and welcome to what I think will be the first in a series of tutorials for the Grimrock 2 dungeon editor. Um, the first thing we're gonna do today is I'm gonna try and make a spike trap room that you can have to run through more or less to avoid damage. Um, So it's not really the high-end version of traps, but it's a start, and I'm actually still learning the full set of Lua language. They have made a lot of changes since the first version. So we'll dive right into it. As you can see, I've made a new project. It's a totally blank project that I've just started up. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to carve out a dungeon room, and then I'm going to fill it with spike traps, and well, we'll have to make them work. And my idea is that we get a room that is sort of like yeah, something like this. Maybe I'll leave like in the middle, and then we have the exit on this side. So once you get to the corridor, basically you're safe. And what we're going to do is we are going to put in a few doors. We're gonna get a dungeon iron door, and we are going to place an iron door right here and right here. And of course we're gonna need some way to, if you manage somehow to we get a pressure plate. So we're gonna have dungeon pressure plates, one right inside and one outside. So these you won't be able to get back, that's kind of the point. But since you can actually trigger the plate and maybe step back through the door somehow, it would be nice to have a way to open the door on the left side. So we are going to make a button. Yeah, we are making. No, I don't want a button. Not that kind of button. What's it called? That's not the kind of button I want. I don't want a lever, and I want a button, but it's well, we'll just go with the secret dungeon button for now. I'm sure I can find it. So basically, you have a button, and we're going to. It bothers me that I can't find it, actually. It's I hate it when I can't find whatever thing I'm looking for. It's really annoying. It's yeah, but we'll go with this one. So we just place a button here, and we need some way to open this door as well, so we're gonna put another button here. For now it really doesn't matter that much. So we are going to put this door will be initially open, and this one will be initially closed. And there won't be a pull chain. I don't want to put a pull chain here, because if you put a pull chain you can just open the door from the other side. I want them to be one way. So that's why I'm not putting a... So unactivate this button here, we are going to open this door, and this connector here, we are going to open this door. And this pressure plate, which won't be triggered by an item or a monster, just the player party, they will close this door first of all, and this one with the same settings, on activate, it will close this door. And actually I want it on toggle to close the door, because I don't want the player to be able to, you know, put something, since I disabled it, it won't be that much of a problem, but I don't want them to be able to like hold them down and step off them and such. So toggle, anything happens with the pressure plate, the door closes, and likewise on this side. And you can open them from the outside, so you can always go from left to right. That's kind of the point. So if we look at what this looks like, for now I'm actually gonna put a few lanterns. So we're gonna put a few wall lanterns in here, because otherwise the room will be very, very dark. So this is what it looks like for now. I'm gonna go to full screen. We have an open door, we have this this pressure button, and we have this plate. The door closes behind me and I can't do anything. And this door is not open, so I have to find the hidden button to open it, and then once it closes behind me again. So that's basically the whole story of the setup. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we are going to place a spike trap, a floor spike trap, and I will only place one, because once we get one working, we can just copy it to the other. I'm going to call it floor spike trap 1. Well, okay, we'll just keep the default name for now, but I would suggest that you actually spend some time and renaming them. The problem is when you copy it, they will always go back to the default name, which is kind of annoying. So we'll just keep it for now. We're gonna need that. And we also are going to need a timer, because we need some way to get them to change and to activate them. And then we're going to need a scripting object, a script entity. So I'm just placing everything in the center, recording somewhere around where the trap is. This timer, I don't want it to be on from start, so we can connect that. I'm just going to make a function here. Let's see, we are going to make a function here called spike trap tick, like this. So every time this ticks, we are going to call spike trap tick. Now the thing is, this pressure plate on toggle, once we toggle it, we also want to start the timer. And this pressure plate, once we toggle it, we want it to stop the timer, because once you're outside of the room, we don't need the pressure plates going on. Once we step in, we want them to go. So that's the timer. The timer is calling the script entity, and the script entity is doing something very funny. So how many pressure plates? We are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 6 pressure plates, so somewhere around 36, minus the 4 in the middle, of course, but that won't matter. So for something goes from 1 to 36 to for every spike trap that we're going to have, we need to do something. And we're going to activate them, but we're not activating like all of them every second, because that would be well, how you can't survive that. So we are going to activate them in a square pattern. Like we are going to activate them like this. And the second pattern will be like that. So we're gonna alternate them like this. That's the plan, at least. So how do we do that? Well, for each tile we have, we are going to, I don't remember really the name of this one. Let me just copy that. So we're gonna look up all the entities. This. So we're gonna find a tile. And it's called find entity, and it finds something based on something else. So we're going to look for floor, spike, trap, something that has the number I at the end. That's kind of the point. That's how we loop through all of the tiles once we place them. So if this tile is not nil, we're going to do something with it. I'm pretty sure that we are going to miss a few tiles, since I'm counting to 36 and we won't have 36 tiles. So I can tweak that later to actually put in the correct numbers if you want, but it's not really necessary. In like this you can pretty much rearrange the room without actually touching any of the scripts. So which tiles do we want to be active? Well, you see, we have we're gonna use a bit of math for that. You know, the modulus operator, and so the local tile, we want to calculate if a tile is active, and it's active if we take the tile X position plus the Y position plus a counter, and we check whether that is 0 or 1 by using a modulo 2. So we're gonna need a counter for this, and we're gonna start it at 0. So if this particular tile is active, we are going to tell the controller of this tile to activate. Since it's a spike trap, that's how you activate a spike trap. And once you've done that, once you've looped through all of them, what we are going to do is increase the counter with 1, so that every tick we will increase the counter, and therefore we will alternate which tiles get activated. And since we've used the X position and the Y position, you know, if we take the X position is since it's even odd, even odd, even odd, and if you take the Y position, it's even odd, even odd, even odd. And once you add two even numbers together, you will get an even number, and if you add two odd numbers together, you will get an even number, and if you add an odd and an even number, you will get an odd number. So if you take a modulo of 2, it will alternate between, it will make a static 1 or 0 depending on the XY position. And once you add a counter to it that just counts upward, it will oscillate between 0 or 1. So it will effectually just invert it every time you do it. It's not really a particularly advanced thing, but it's good to know, and it makes for a very easy setup once you have it running. So this is what it looks like right now. We only have one spike tile, so hopefully, if this works, it's going to start shooting every other second. That's gonna be 2 seconds. Yeah, that seems about fine. So when we open the door, and you can hear it stops. So we're pretty done. So the only thing we need to do now to have more spike traps is to actually copy them. I could have made it easier, but still. Now we have, you see, the only number, we have 31 of them. So, how do you think this works? Do you think it works? Does it work? Nicely by automating all of them. Oh, I suck at this puzzle. Yeah, I'm already dead, but it's a nice puzzle, and you can actually time it if we go again. I'll see if I can be a bit more tactical. Oh well, almost. It can be done. It's not that hard. It's, yeah, that's pretty much it. All for now.